Be a little disappointed this weekend. Welcome to a Facebook Live inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. It is Friday night. The weekend is here. And you've probably been reading and hearing and watching all about the winter storm that's moving its way across the Midwest. You've probably thought, yes, finally, we're going to get some snow here in Indiana. It's not going to happen, at least the way a lot of us would like to see during a weekend. Let's bring in and start our evening with Angela Buckman. Angela, what the heck? We have not seen any really significant snow during winter here, have we?
Less than an inch is our snow total so far for the season. We're more than, well, we're probably up to closer to 11 inches below average, and this is the third winter storm in a row going south.
It just doesn't make sense. And when you see the map, it looks like every other state is getting snow, and Indiana is just clear.
We are. In fact, I'm going to show you the big map in just a second. I'm going to start with a close-up view just in case you're wondering, are we going to get any? Well, a dusting maybe. Draw a line from Terre Haute to Bedford southwest of there. A dusting up to an inch, so it really doesn't look like much, but this is the map that really tells the story. I think Ann called it a U or a V during the evening, and it does. It's like this storm just kind of circles around us completely. They've been dealing with some very heavy snow across parts of Iowa through the northern sections of Missouri. The storm will then have kind of a 1-2 punch. The first one bringing snow out west. The second will be snow developing toward the end of the weekend, parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, and then as we move toward West Virginia and parts of the Carolinas may be dealing with the setup for an ice storm. I do not envy the forecasters down there at all. It is very difficult to forecast a winter storm, especially when it looks like this, because if you know you're dealing with all snow, it's somewhat easier to have snow totals. So we have this much liquid we're dealing with. It's going to be a 10-to-1 ratio. We're pretty sure we're going to get 6 to 10 inches of snow. But when you add in a warm flow of air into the center of the storm, anybody that doesn't get all snow dramatically cuts down on that snowfall potential and in turn your snow totals. So it makes it very, very difficult to accurately forecast how much snow, especially when we get warm air kind of intruding into the center of the storm, and that's what's happening now. There are millions of people under winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, winter storm watches as far south as northern Georgia. Parts of South Carolina, parts of North Carolina are under winter storm watches and the threat for some freezing rain and ice. So this is a complex storm system that we're going to continue to track all the way through the early part of next week. But I've got the local analysis for you this evening. There will be some snow showers possible after midnight, but you can see the best chance is going to be Indy southwest, and this does not last long. By the time we reach tomorrow morning, mid-morning at the latest, it's going to be long gone, and we're going to end tomorrow with some sunshine. And while all those people are dealing with that wintry mess, Scott, on Sunday of rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow south of the Ohio River, we're going to have sunshine and 33.
Well, I mean, I think there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be happy to not have snow, but there are snow lovers here that want to get the kids out on sleds and go skiing or doing, lots of fun out in the snow, but it's not going to happen here in Indiana.
Not going to happen here. And if you're like me, I would much rather have the snow in December, January, and February because I want spring to start March 1. And that doesn't seem to happen anymore.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lot of people talking about the weather tonight. Tanya says, let's see. Tanya says, me driving in snow is like baptizing a cat. Neither are a good idea.
Yeah. Cats and water don't mix. And Tanya, winter driving don't mix.
Right.
Is it Tanya? Is it Tanya from Frankfurt?
It may be Tanya.
Okay.
You're right. Sorry about that, Tanya. Melba is joining us from Kokomo. Teresa saying, I'm not missing the snow. Let's see. We've got Sharon joining us tonight. Robbie is joining us tonight. Wes saying a dusting of snow is good. So Wes wants a dusting. Not sure that's going to happen. Rachel, we haven't seen you here on Facebook Live in a long time. So Rachel, back with us tonight. Rachel, it's good to have you with us. Carol is with us. Connie is from Lafayette, and Sandy is with us. And Sandy Cook, as you said, says bring on spring.
Bring on spring. I want it to start March 1, so if we have to have snow right now, I'm okay with it.
All right, well, very good. We're going to get back to Angela in a moment. We want to talk about our big story that we're going to be covering tonight on 13 News at 11. I don't know about you if you have had to have one of these COVID tests at any point during the last couple of years? Have you been tested from with COVID? Of course, you've been reading and watching a lot here on Channel 13 about these at-home COVID tests that are scarce right now. Now, tomorrow, the federal government is saying that private insurance companies will begin to cover the cost of these at-home tests that are available in stores. But the problem is, as our Rich Nye found out, it is really tough to find them.
Starting Saturday, your insurance company is required by the federal government to cover the cost of at-home COVID-19 tests. How that's going to work is still being figured out. And you have to find a test at a pharmacy. Good luck with that. The shelves were empty at that Southside CVS and at the Walgreens across the street Friday. No at-home test kits were available online at those pharmacies either. Scarcity will likely get worse as the federal government requires health insurance companies to pay for up to 8 COVID tests per person per month. The cost will be covered at checkout, or you will file a claim for reimbursement. About 180 million Americans have private health insurance coverage. 8 tests for each person would add up to 1.4 billion tests every month. Health insurance companies are scrambling to implement the new coverage and set up in-network pharmacies. 13 at-home COVID tests have received FDA approval.
All right, so next Wednesday, the federal government is going to set up an online way that you can go ahead and request one of these tests. So again, they're going to put a phone number together. You can go ahead and order them. They're going to limit how many you can get online from the government. But this weekend, it'll be interesting, and we'll want to hear from you. If you end up going to the store or a pharmacy and you're looking for one of these at-home COVID tests, if you're able to find them, let us know. If you're unable to find them, let us know. We want to know about your experience and whether or not your insurance company is picking up the cost or if they're asking you to be reimbursed for it. That's all part of our big story coverage tonight on 13 News at 11. All right, let's lighten things up right now and talk about Chuck Lofton. He's got the best job here at the TV station because he gets a chance to go out on these amazing big adventures. And tonight we get a sneak preview of the big adventure that he's doing here in Indiana, finding some hidden treasures in the Hoosier State.
Our latest adventure has brought us to areas of the state that may have passed by your radar.
Let's go.
We went down, way down, 20 stories down to check out Indiana's Cave Trail.
This is my favorite, Rock of Ages, 60 feet worth of stalactites, stalagmites, drapery, and it's all underground.
4 unique caves, 4 different areas to focus, 4 wonderful adventures.
Hello.
Lord Charles.
In the small town of Bowling Green,
And I'm ready. Lord Douglas, let's get medieval.
we trekked deep into the country for this.
Breakfast is served!
Glacier Castle, a bed and breakfast that takes you back to medieval times in intricate and fascinating detail. It's a one-of-a-kind visit to the 12th century, but right here in Indiana. Speaking of going back in time, the Auburn area celebrates Indiana's role in automobile history.
There were a lot of technological first, innovative and design first. They all happened here.
From the world-class Cord cars of the 30s,
Wow.
to the Fords of days gone by, to the futuristic GM Futureliner, still as space-age looking today as it was in 1939. And who doesn't love a pickle? Seckler's has been one of America's great independent pickle producers for more than 100 years. Freshly made pickles, some sweet, some hot, real hot.
Really good.
Yeah, just a little bit of bite.
Your taste buds will be tempted, your curiosity piqued,
And this is going to be called Sunrise.
And you get the first to smell it.
your senses heightened, and your wow moments increased.
Oh, so cute.
We can't wait to show you winter in Indiana, coming up in February.
I ought to know better.
Chuck has too much fun on these adventures, doesn't he,
He
Angela?
looks like he's having the best time. And selfishly, I'm kind of glad he's back in Indiana. You know,
Yeah.
some people can't get too far away, and
Right.
so having a short trip to do on a weekend or on the kids' break is It's really good.
Yeah, so his big adventure here in Indiana is going to take place in February. That's when you'll see all the stories. So continue to monitor Chuck's social media platforms, and he'll give you specific dates for each one of these stories. And we'll, of course, let you know here on Facebook Live. All right, so if you've missed the beginning part of our program and you were coming to Facebook Live and you're like, hey, there's some snow here, tell me what the deal is. Do I need to get to the grocery to get milk and eggs and bread?
No.
Doesn't appear as though that's the idea this time.
No, that is not the case this time. This is a big winter storm, a high impact storm for millions of people. It's just missing central Indiana, Scott. Radar pretty active out to our west with heavy snow in places like Iowa. It's rain in Kansas City, St. Louis, but that's going to quickly change over to some snow and at times might already be mixing with some sleet near St. Louis. So kind of a mess out west. That mess then transitions to the south for tomorrow night into Sunday. So if you happen to be traveling south over the weekend, west over the weekend, and then early next week toward the East Coast, there will be some weather-related delays. Roads could get pretty tricky. And those are watches that you see from Nashville and Memphis up toward Lexington, all in blue. Those eventually will be upgraded to either a winter weather advisory or a winter storm warning based on snowfall potential. So look for some changes there as we head into the weekend. But a big winter storm is just missing central Indiana. We might get a dusting locally, maybe an inch across the southwestern part of the state.
Not much. And you said we're 10 or 11 inches below what we typically get?
We are nearing 11 inches below average. We haven't even had an inch of snow yet.
Yeah.
We're sitting at a half inch.
You know, the best snowstorms are the ones that come in on Saturday and melt by Sunday.
See, we could have had that. We could have had a Sunday snow.
Yeah, those are the best, I think, because then you're not dealing with all the people that are out commuting during work and during the weekdays.
And school, sure.
And schools, too. So, all right, well, perhaps we'll be getting snow later in the winter, but it doesn't appear to be happening in big numbers, at least this weekend. All right, Angela will have more of her 7-day forecast coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. We'll have the big story. We'll be talking about these at-home COVID-19 tests. And, of course, Operation Basketball. Dave Calabro, Taylor Tannenbaum. They've got you covered tonight. Lots to talk about tonight when we see you on 13 News at 11. Good night. Have a great weekend, too.